Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Against the Call. It is episode 47, and we have a whole lot to talk about today. We have our special guest, Marshall Shive, is back with us he is our first ever guest we've had on this show, and he is back for round two. But we're going to talk about around the league, Premier League and Champions League. Then we'll have our way too early NFL MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Offensive Player of the Year. We'll have around the league, NBA playoff update, and NBA news. We'll have the countdown, ranking the best trophies in professional sports, MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLS. Then we'll have Sport of Tomorrow, Cycle Ball. After that, we'll have Mount Rushmore, greatest managers in the MLB. Then we'll have Fight Club, McGregor versus Chandler, and Sterling versus O'Malley. And end it off, we'll have our draft day, all things Nick.
I appreciate that, Mike. We've been talking about doing that for a minute now. We're going to have an all things Mike soon. But yeah, Marshall, welcome back, dude. It has been so long. He walked in here. He didn't even realize we have lights in here now. So that's how long it's been. But yeah, how you been?
Pretty good. Just finished spring 23. I'm happy to be here. I love Nick and Mike. They're my heroes. And I love to see the show progress. Happy to be a part of it.
Of course, man. Last time Marshall was on, we talked about college football and we were getting a bowl game. So it's been a minute. But yeah, let's jump into the pregame real fast. I just want to say we hit 100 followers on TikTok. Finally, took it a long minute, and there was a lot of people. It would show they were following, then they unfollowed. I don't know what it was, glitching or something like that. I don't know.
Refresh that it's at 99 again.
Yeah, it's we've hit 90 followers 5 times. But then after that, we're also close to 200 subs on YouTube. So make sure if you guys are watching on the YouTube right now to leave a like and subscribe. That means a lot to us. Shows that we're growing. Shows that we can produce good content. We've also passed 550 Instagram followers. So last time Marshall was on, we're probably at 50. So 500 more. We're going strong. And the last thing I want to say about the pregame is we finally produced the next big content on our channel, which is Battle of the Fans. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it.
I think it was a success. We had peak 15 viewers at once.
Yeah,
one time.
And we did. And the live chat was going. People were arguing just exactly what I wanted to see. And then on top of that, I mean, it has over 100 something views now.
Yeah.
In one day, pretty much. So
it's doing good.
Yeah, it's doing great. And Marshall here, he's a big Kentucky fan. So look forward to seeing him soon going against Louisville or something like that. We'll figure it out. But anything else for the pregame?
No, you basically covered it all.
All right, yeah, let's jump right into around the league, Premier League / Champions League. Now, Marshall, you're going to have to take this away. You're a very big soccer guy. He wanted to talk about it, and when you're a guest on the show, you get special privileges. So go ahead, Marshall.
So this past weekend, we had a massive weekend of Premier League matches. Manchester City basically claimed the Premier League title. All they have to do is beat Chelsea. If any of your listeners who don't really know a lot about Premier League don't understand me, look it up while I'm talking. I'm not explaining.
I think I'll be doing that.
Yeah, I'm not explaining this whole episode. Basically, Manchester City, they've won the league the last 2 years, 7 out of the last 11 years, and they have the first position right now, 4 points ahead of Arsenal, who was first place for 247 days of this season. And Man City's been first place for 2 weeks. So that's been pretty comedic, watching Arsenal go to the top and then plummet to second and not win a single trophy this season. I'm a little biased. I don't like Arsenal or City. I'm a big Man U fan. We're sitting right there at fourth, qualifying for the Champions League. But anytime Arsenal bottles it, it's an absolutely hilarious sight to watch. Especially this past weekend, they lost to sixth position club, Brighton and Hove Albion, 3-0 at home in the Emirates. That was entertaining to watch. But I think the biggest outcome in terms of the top 4 race outside of those two teams was United beating the Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0, because Liverpool, if you look at the 4th and 5th position of this race, Liverpool's right there. Arch rivals of Man United at their tail, nipping, trying to get that last Champions League spot. But as of right now, United's comfortably got it in 4 points. We still want Rashford to get in better form, though. He started the season off amazing. last 3 months, he's 4 goal contributions. So, or last month, I should say, he has 4 goal contributions. So we definitely want to fix that up. We want Rashford back in the starting striking position. Once we get Garnacho back, shouldn't be an issue, but I'll stop talking about Rashford for now and United. In other words, if you go down to the bottom of the league, the last 3 positions get relegated to the second flight of English football, or soccer as we call it here. And right now that's Leeds, Leicester, and Southampton. Southampton, in big news, they've been in the Premier League the last 11 years. They actually got relegated by Fulham, who just recently, this past season, got promoted up to the Premier League from the second flight. So that was a pretty big deal. 11 years in the Prem League, and they're gone now. Now we have Leeds, Everton, and Leicester City fighting to stay out of the relegation zone. It's going to be a big hit for the Prem League, no matter who gets relegated. You had Leicester City, 2016 champions. They were the least favorite to win it all that year, but they won the Prem League. And then you have Everton, who hasn't been relegated in 72 years, who faces threat of relegation. So it's getting exciting at this point in the season. I'm excited to see what happens, but Arsenal bottling is definitely the biggest headline, and that's the most hilarious thing to take away from this season.
Everton fired their manager of so many years, right?
They had Frank Lampard, and he was the manager at Chelsea for a little bit there, or he was the manager at Chelsea, came to Everton, and then came back to Chelsea. But yes, they had Frank Lampard as a manager for a while, who won a Champions League as a player with Chelsea, but he could not get it done with Everton. Last 2 years, they've been in the relegation zone, barely survived the Premier League. So it's sad. It's sad to see such a massive club like Everton drop off so far. But hopefully they'll be back. They're still trying to figure out the managerial issue, but I'm hoping they'll be back soon, as it's a massive club absolutely falling off.
Yeah, and didn't something happen with Chelsea as well? Their manager got fired this year too?
Yeah, Chelsea has gone through 3 different managers this season. Nobody really understands why they fired Thomas Tuchel, the German manager they had, who won him a Champions League. And he was there for 18 months, and he got them a Champions League, and they were sitting just outside the top 4 when they fired him. They fired him, brought in Lampard. Lampard's gone now, and now they're still sitting in the bottom half of the Prem League, and it's sort of for my American football fans, it's like Florida fans who fire their head coaches way too early. That's what Chelsea's been doing this season, and it's shown. And just like Florida, for my American football fans, it's shown. They had another losing record this past season, and Chelsea's at the bottom half of the league now because they can't keep a manager in.
Wow.
Very interesting. And I mean, on top of that, Liverpool and the Man U rivalry, we know what happened earlier this season.
Yeah.
So
first match went our way, 2-1 United, and then we played them in the Merseyside and Anfield, Liverpool's home stadium, and that's where it all went to shit. 7-0 Liverpool. Yeah, that was brutal to watch. I quit watching right after halftime when they went up 3-0. So definitely a forgettable time for the United fans, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, go LFC, right?
Go Liverpool.
Yeah, we're big Liverpool guys here. Sorry, Marshall.
That win against Wolverhampton for United, I'm not gonna say it solidified the spot for United, but if you click on United, you see their schedule here. I believe there's 3 matches left. And Chelsea's one of them. I do not remember the other 2 off the top of my head, but it's definitely bottom half of the Premier League teams. So just, Bournemouth next and then Chelsea after that. So just take care of business against the teams we're supposed to beat. Should be Champions League. But regardless, it's an entertaining race, and we thought Liverpool had it there for a second.
Yeah, well, Liverpool's been up and down this entire season.
Yeah.
At one point they're 9th in the league, then they're at 4th at one point, and then they drop down. I mean, they've been all over the place.
Yes, Cody Gakpo, the Dutch boy. You signed him right after the World Cup. Started off slow, picked it up late. So we'll see what happens with his future at Liverpool.
Yeah, and besides Premier League / Champions League stuff, since we are talking about soccer, I want to ask Marshall, what do you think Lionel Messi is gonna do?
Oh,
because there's talks about him going to the Saudi Arabia League, and would you like that if he did?
Wow. You saw that he visited Saudi Arabia without letting PSG know, and he got in trouble for that. Had to post the apology video and all of that. I really think money talks. I think that's a big part of, well, no one else wanted him, but that's a big part of why United, or my bad, former United player Ronaldo went to the Saudi side, Al Nassr. But yeah, he took that trip to Saudi Arabia out of nowhere without telling PSG, I guess. And that's where I think he's going. I think the Saudi League is on the uprise, and I don't know if this is right for the show, but I feel like the Saudi League is using sports to cover up their humanitarian issues and things like that. So I think it'll only keep growing and growing. So that's what I think will happen. I think they'll add him to the Saudi League too.
Well, what's the whole thing with Lionel Messi talking about him playing for Miami? Like, that happened a year or two ago, and he said he wanted to end out his career in America. And I don't even know if it's looking like that's going to happen now.
I would have right now for teams that clubs Messi could go to, I'd have the Saudi League. I don't know what club specifically in the Saudi League is looking at him, but
I think Al Hilal.
Okay, Al Hilal and Barcelona ahead of Inter, easily ahead of Inter, because today, during Barcelona's La Liga title celebration, Neymar went to Barcelona. So
and he's already talking. Well, he's like confirmed to leave PSG now, right? Or is he just talking about it still?
I don't think anything's confirmed right now, but the French people are not happy with anybody other than Mbappe right now. You saw whose house did they went to? Somebody, was it Neymar or? It was either Neymar.
Yeah, it was either Neymar or Messi's, right?
Yeah, one of his family members' house, and they were just giving them hell, just yelling outside their window, just massive crowds of people.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but 21 hours ago, now that Messi and Neymar are leaving PSG, the star Mbappe also wants out.
Oh, wow, really?
Wow.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know Mbappe wants out. So, yeah, PSG.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, we can only assume with the headlines we have now. But
yeah, Neymar 7 days ago, PSG exit if right offer emerges.
Yeah, so if Barcelona get Messi and Neymar back, a good little reunion from 2015, that would be absolutely massive. That would be huge for sure. But
and they already won La Liga.
Yeah,
and they're just gonna add two of the best players.
I just wonder because the big thing with Barcelona is they always go over how much they can spend. Last offseason with Lewandowski joining, the Polish striker. So I don't know who they're gonna have to drop to get them on, but they'll probably just keep buying.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, do you have anything else you want to say about Premier League?
I was not able to address the Champions League. First leg of the semifinal, we had Real Madrid against Man City in Madrid, and surprisingly enough, City didn't bottle it. They didn't choke. There was a 1-1 draw. Beautiful Kevin De Bruyne second half goal. They might actually do it this year, and that terrifies me as a massive United supporter. So I don't know if they'll win in the Etihad in Manchester. I'm really cheering for Real Madrid, but yeah, there's that side of it. That's 1-1 right now, so there's everything to play for in the second leg in Manchester. And then you have the other side of the semifinal, which is the biggest rivalry in Italy, the Milan derby. You have Inter Milan versus AC Milan in the last season of their shared home stadium. For reference for United States football fans, it's like New York versus the New York Giants versus the New York Jets in MetLife for the Super Bowl. That's what this is the equivalent to. MetLife's last season as a stadium. That's what this is equivalent to. AC Milan's without their star player Rafael Leo, and they showed that in the first meeting that went 2-0 to Inter. That's going to be interesting. If Rafael still isn't playing second leg, I can only see the final as Inter versus hopefully Madrid. That's my prediction. Inter Milan, Real Madrid, final in Istanbul. So that's your football report. That's your football report for the fans out there that enjoy it. That's the picks from me.
Oh yeah, very nice, Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Thank you for this, man. I don't know, I learned
I learned some stuff right there.
And I mean, you're talking about Man City. Liverpool and Man City, there's a little bit of a rivalry there too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's just hard not to root for Haaland. And with me being new to Premier League and all that, I'm rooting for Haaland. So
hey, he's a legend. 51 goals, or now 52 after yesterday. 52 goals in one season, and he's still counting. So I'm cheering for him too. But I like the player, but I hate the club. I hate the
on
club.
top of that, I've never seen the man bun not on his head, and I respect that.
Well, he's a legend.
All right, let's move on to our next segment, which is way too early. NFL MVP, DPOY, and OPOY. Let's start first with the way too early NFL MVP. Michael, who do you have winning MVP next season?
For me, I got Joe Burrow winning. I think Joe Burrow is going to have like a great season. I think there's a great chance he goes back to the Super Bowl. And he's playing for a big extension soon. Like I think not this year, but the following year is his contract year, and he's gonna be putting up big numbers just to get that big extension that he deserves. Show that he's the face of a team. Last season he had over 4,400 yards, over 30 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. And I think if he gets those interceptions a little bit down, he is winning MVP even with those numbers.
Pretty solid. I mean.
I think he's leading betting odds right now too with MVP or top 3.
We can address like everybody's picks after we all go. You want to do that?
Do you want to? I don't care.
Yeah. All right. So for me, which you were talking about the betting odds, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes all have betting odds at plus 700 right now. Yeah. So they're all 3 tied. But I'm going with a guy with plus 1,200 betting odds right now, Jalen Hurts, and I'm gonna explain why right now. Number one, you're talking about Joe Burrow maybe going back to the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles are going back to Super Bowl. I already had that for my way too early Super Bowl prediction. Mm-hmm. On top of that, he just came second in MVP voting last year. And third, bro's one of the I think Lamar's the highest paid player now.
Lamar passed,
right? He just passed.
By like $1 million.
Yeah. So Jalen Hurts was the highest paid player at one point this season, and he's going to go out there and earn it. He has the toughest schedule based on the schedule predictions or predictors or whatever. The toughest schedule, that's what gets him over the hump to get MVP.
Yeah.
Marshall.
I was thinking the same thing. I was just about to say, I was hoping you wouldn't say it. Jalen Hurts. He just had the biggest contract. That boy can run. That boy can throw. He's definitely going to be back for vengeance next season after the way that Super Bowl ended last year. Jalen Hurts for sure. I think it's his division to lose with the NFC East, especially with all the rumors about Micah Parsons possibly not being on the Cowboys. I don't know about this season, but in the future, I think there's a lot of adversity surrounding the Cowboys with expectations like every season. So, I definitely think the Eagles will blow through the NFC East. And I think, honestly, the NFC is theirs to lose also. Not only the NFC East, but the NFC as a whole. Mm-hmm. I have them going to the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah. So, with that, talking about Micah Parsons, I don't think he's leaving. I know that it's been speculated a lot. He went to the 76ers game.
He's
and
from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, all that stuff. That doesn't really matter that much. Although AJ Brown was trying to recruit him on ESPN. Yeah. He was trying. That's not really going to happen. Like you said, it's their division to lose. The Cowboys every year. This is every year. This is every single year. They think they're winning it all. They saw the schedule release and they have them winning the Super Bowl. And that happens every year.
Them boys.
Yeah. They think they are, but they really aren't. And
not with Dak.
Not with Dak, dude. I think that Dak is the one reason that they keep losing. And if they had a solid quarterback, I don't even know who they could trade for. But I don't know. Who would be a good quarterback on the Cowboys other than Dak?
Baker Mayfield. Go back to Texas, back to home.
I actually don't even know who, because I actually couldn't say. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo could have been decent there, because I think I think he can be good. I think he'd be just as good as Dak, honestly, because Dak I think gets hurt a lot, and he's mid. Mm-hmm. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo's been in the playoffs. He's made it to the Super Bowl twice. Once as a backup, but once as a starter.
Yeah, and both of those rosters are kind of equal with talent.
It has the talent he needs. Give him a good wide receiver and a good running back, and he's fine. And Cowboys have both of those.
Yeah.
They still have Zeke and Michael Gallup, right?
Zeke left.
Zeke left.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have Tony
He's
Pollard
free
though.
agent.
Okay, yeah, Pollard's good.
Yeah,
he's better. He's better than
yeah,
Zeke.
I
I
think
don't
he
care
is,
what
dude.
anyone says. He's better than Zeke. Tony
I agree with
Pollard
that.
is the Memphis boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Definitely.
But with Joe Burrow,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I do think that I mean, that was my way too early Super Bowl prediction was Bengals versus Eagles next year. So I mean that does make me happy to think that Joe Burrow could get that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I don't know
I think
if
it's very
see it.
possible with him.
I don't know because even with the past 2 years that he's been playing at an excellent level, he still hasn't been top 2 in MVP voting.
I'd say that because his O-line.
Yep.
It's always the O-line with him.
Well, did the O-line really improve that much?
I'd
this
say it
offseason?
improved a little bit.
But it improved a little bit last year.
It's been improving year by year, like tiny bit, bit by bit.
Yeah, and I mean the AFC North, my apologies, has like vicious defensive lines. The Browns just signed Zadarius Smith on top of Myles Garrett that they have coming off the other edge. You still have TJ Watt on the Steelers. Like it's not a sweet division at all. So as long as he's getting clobbered like he has been every single season he's been in the league,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough to win the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think he's starting to learn how to get out of it fast.
Yeah.
And he can get out of the pocket, and he has arguably the best wide receiver group a team can have with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. That those are two superstars. T. Higgins can be. Jamar Chase definitely is a superstar, but they are coming up on contract extensions too, so they're going to be playing for their hardest as well. So I think he really has a strong chance of getting MVP.
And they still have that redhead at tight end too, right?
I know Hayden Hurst left.
He's on the Panthers now, right?
Panthers, yeah.
Jeez, threw his career away. Man,
I don't know. Some people haven't won in 9 games.
I think they could. Think they could. I mean, they're in the division they can do it in.
That's true.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, we want to go over to defensive player?
Let's head over to defensive player of the year. Who you got? Way too early defensive player of the year, Michael.
I'm going with Micah Parsons. Back-to-back 13 sack years, back-to-back second place in defensive player of the year. He needs to get over that hump. I think he can get another 13 sack year. So I'm going to go with Micah Parsons.
I actually agree with you, like 100%. Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett are both at plus 750 on betting odds.
Yeah.
And I truly, as we like Myles Garrett here. Me and Marshall, obviously, we like the Browns. And I just don't see it happening. I don't think that it's in the cards for Myles Garrett this year. I don't know why. It's just I see Micah Parsons being that guy this year. And like you said, finally getting over the hump because 2 straight years coming in second. This has got to be the year or else I don't see him winning it.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, plus 750. No, I got Myles Garrett this year. Every year his stats are absolutely phenomenal, and I don't know if they don't take him serious because of the franchise he plays for, but it seems every year he starts off amazing, he gets put on the map for a defensive player, and then he just sort of fades. I don't know if it's injuries, but injuries. He just sort of fades as the season goes on. But I think this year he could put it together. I really do. This year with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, give him one off season in the system, in Stefanski's system, and as long as the offense holds up their end, I feel like Myles Garrett could do it. This could be the year he puts it together. Myles Garrett's my pick.
Yeah, I think Myles Garrett got in some little car accident last year. It wasn't fatal or anything like that, but he hit somebody going 30 miles an hour or something like that.
Well, he's about to be hitting quarterbacks going 30 miles an hour too. So
that man is huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
Hot take: Mason Rudolph is better than Kenny Pickett.
Well, Myles Garrett wouldn't agree with that. I know that much.
That's what just got me thinking about that.
Silence.
But yeah, I agree with the DPOY picks. I don't really see it being anybody else. I mean, always TJ Watt's in the conversation. Nick Bosa is always there.
Yeah, those two are dogs as well. They can definitely win it.
Yeah.
Sleeper guy to pick though. Defensive end, Jacksonville, Josh Allen, sleeper pick. Book it right here. Sleeper pick for defensive player of the year. He was massive in that Chargers comeback. He's been one of their best defensive players every year he's gotten drafted. It's just he plays for the Jags, so he doesn't get any recognition. Again, it's the branding. it's definitely brand favoritism. But now that the Jags are on the map, more people are going to be paying attention to him. Josh Allen, baby, sleeper pick.
Yeah, I can see that.
A little bit of bias.
A little bit. Watched him play live twice. A little bit.
Mr. John McDougall would agree with you.
He would?
He would. He's a big Jags guy.
Let's go.
Oh,
At least one would. The best takes, John.
John likes so many teams where I can't keep up.
He switches every week. He won't know we're talking about him. He doesn't watch. So
Exactly. All right, let's jump into our last way too early pick. OPOY. Michael, who do you got?
For me, I'm going what I think it's very possible to happen. No one's thinking this. Give me Derrick Henry winning Offensive Player of the Year. I think he could win. Yes, he's the only weapon on that team. But if he's healthy, he runs over anyone. He just takes them down. And then last year he was still 9th in MVP voting. He was 12th in Offensive Player of the Year voting, and he was still getting off that injury from the year before that. But I don't even think he's on the betting odds right now, which I feel like Derrick Henry should be on he's the best running back in the league. I feel like he should be at least somewhere on the betting odds.
The last MVP as a running back to win was Adrian Peterson in 2012. Over a decade.
Wait, MVP?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, shit.
This is Offensive Player of the Year.
Who was the last running back? I always remember.
Derrick Henry won Offensive Player in the Year.
O.J. Simpson.
2020. No, Derrick Henry won it in 2020.
Yeah, in 2020.
Yeah, 2000 running season.
I keep thinking of wide receivers all the time.
Yeah, but he still put up 1,500 yards last season. Gurley. I think he has a good chance of putting up more than that this year. So I'm going to go with Derrick Henry.
He's clicked.
Say what?
Matt Ryan's already clicked on 28-3.
Oh, yeah, I did that for another show that we did. I was going to... Never mind. We're not going to get into it. But, yeah. Anything else, Mike?
Nah, that's my pick.
All right. Marshall, who do you think is winning Offensive Player of the Year next season?
Last year, former LSU wide receiver Justin Jefferson. This year, former LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase. I hate the Bengals. I hate that I'm picking him to win it, but another one who's he's kind of flying under the radar, but everybody knows who he is at the same time, kind of like Derrick Henry. Those are sort of the players I go for in this scenario. Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase, without a doubt, this year, especially if the Bengals' offensive line is improving a little bit every year. If Burrow gets a half a second of the protection he's getting now, Jamar Chase, fly route wide open.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully not.
And if he does, hopefully it's Myles Garrett.
Yes, sir. All right. Anyways, for me, with the betting odds, Jay Jettas plus 1,100, Jamar Chase plus 1,200. So it was very close between the both of them. But the third person in the betting odds right now is Garrett Wilson. And I'm siding with Garrett Wilson as the early Offensive Player of the Year for next NFL season. And that comes in part that he has... Okay, think about this for 1 second. He already won Offensive Rookie of the Year with Mike White throwing to him, Zach Wilson throwing to him, and... Wait, was there anybody else? I don't...
No, Joe Flacco. Was Joe Flacco?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe
Flacco too. Yeah. Joe Flacco throwing to him. And he still won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he's third in betting odds right now. He has Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. Perfect route runner. I think that he wins it. And I think that it's going to become, it will be biased if he does win it. I feel like it could. Whenever you're up against names like Jay Jettas and just Jamar Chase, it's going to get very interesting and that's going to come in part because Aaron Rodgers is throwing to him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't pull up the stats. That's my fault. I forgot about this script. I wrote it yesterday and just didn't think about it. But I do know how great of a player he is.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening just because it's Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers makes magic happen. But it's also the Jets, so who knows?
Yeah, the Jets are just, I don't know what's going to happen with them.
They're the Jets are the one team outside of the AFC North as a Browns fan who we play them all the time. Their logo's boring. Their colors are nasty. Like, I just hate the Jets so much.
Yep.
And my thing with Aaron Rodgers is, like, a lot of people ridicule me for saying this, whatever. If he couldn't carry a mediocre Green Bay team over the finish line to the playoffs, which that's been their standard the last few seasons, then how is he going to carry this mediocre Jets team over to the playoffs? That's everyone's like, oh, but the quarterback was the one issue. The quarterback, but I don't see it. He's old. He's getting there. He's got some gray in his beard. He's on the ayahuasca. So
the shrooms are hitting.
Yeah, that's my take on the Jets. That might be a little biased, but the Browns don't even really have a rivalry with them. But that's how I think.
I mean, you got to agree though that the Jets defense is way better than the Packers defense.
Yeah,
season.
That's true.
That is one reason why they are saying QB is really the only issue.
We'll see. Time will tell. But that's my hot take right now. That's what I'm
Quentin
saying.
Williams might not be there much longer. Like there's rumors that he wants out. Like the front office doesn't like he is like beefing with the front office or something.
Why?
I don't know. I just saw like a report on it. But I pulled
beefing, bro. His code didn't work whenever he was pressing it in.
I pulled up Garrett Wilson's stats for you. He had 1,100 yards with 4 touchdowns last season in 17
Super
games.
solid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really good for a wide receiver. And
He's got to find the end zone more if he's going to win offensive.
That's
though.
why I agree with
He's got to
that.
find the end zone more.
He has to have at least 7 touchdowns, I'd say. Like, that's the bare minimum probably.
Oh, for sure.
But it looks like AP Offensive Player of the Year. It's been back-to-back wide receivers, and then it's usually a running back, a wide receiver that wins, and then also, I mean, the quarterback does too. But I don't think it'll be a quarterback because I think MVP is going to go quarterback, and if it's MVP quarterback, people are going to want to see like a wide receiver, a running back one.
Yeah,
and especially with the way the offenses have been trending in the last few years with air raid, it makes sense to see wide receivers there all the time.
Yeah,
we should just do awards like college football. We have like the best wide receiver, best running back, like best off positions.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sign this man.
Even though Heisman is basically a quarterback award at this point.
Unless you're Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. Wide receiver.
All right. Anything else for the segment?
No, I don't think so. You guys want to head into the next one?
Yeah, let's head into the next one, Michael.
The next segment is around the league NBA news because there's some more news going on and the playoff update. Let's just start with the news. Mr. Ja Morant flashed a gun on a live again.
Well,
why? What is the point?
Okay. Let's analyze the video. So the dude, you're asking why. So the dude's doing this, like his friend's doing that.
Yeah, with the hand. That's different though.
Yeah, so he had to outdo him.
He just had to outdo him. I mean, he's in Memphis now, one of the highest crime rates in the United States. He's surrounded by that stuff, 3-6 Mafia, Juicy J. He's surrounded by that culture all the time, 24/7. It's cool to have a gun. I go to school in Jacksonville. I get it. It's cool. But you're making millions and you grew up in the suburbs. Like you're not like that, mate. That's not how it be.
We making it out the NBA.
Nah, and you got Dylan Brooks gone. Maybe after that, possibly with this, Ja Morant, it costed him $40 million last time. You're really starting to wonder about the Grizzlies' future after it was just looking bright this last couple seasons. What's it looking like now?
Yeah, I know.
I texted Nick. I was like, "Is he the Antonio Brown of the NBA?"
I mean, he's not jumping around in pools naked.
That's it.
He's not flashing his meat to
what
everybody.
I meant by that was like ruining his career. Like he's a superstar and he's just ruining his career.
And CTE is not even an excuse for him, so he can't even be saying that either. Crazy.
Yeah, it's funny because like our friend Jay that me and Michael are friends with, I was just talking to him a few weeks ago about like how Ja Morant has improved and matured and everything like that. And I was like, I'm excited to see what his comeback next season. And who even knows how long this game suspension will last? Like,
dude, it cost him $40 million last time.
It's
man.
crazy.
I don't know what it's gonna like. What more can you find?
Like they're not gonna want him because it ruins the image of the NBA.
Same with Brooks. That's why they had Brooks not talked. Maybe LeBron wouldn't have gone off. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
now it's just Desmond Bain and a Steve Adams.
At the same time, like Draymond Green is Dylan Brooks. If you just put like Draymond Green would be Dylan Brooks if you just put him on the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's
Except
true.
for he wouldn't be chirping at LeBron because LeBron's his king, as he says.
Yeah, it's his king. And also
on his wedding day.
Draymond is Draymond's also older. He's a bit more seasoned, so he's earned that sort of talk as well. But this young boy from Oregon,
Yeah.
he can't be chirping like that to the king.
Which, I mean, Dylan Brooks has already had, like, issues, even in college.
Yeah.
Like, with that 3 that he shot. And
Yeah, against
during
Duke, yeah.
and Coach K was like, don't do that shit. I'm sorry, Coach. I'm sorry. Bro didn't learn anything.
But Stephen A. Smith said something. I just can't I can't find it on Instagram now.
He probably said,
He was like,
you're
he has a
out
better
the league,
no,
bud.
he has he's a better relationship with guns than he has with winning or something.
Well, that's not true. Second seed.
Second seed, not past the first round.
I know, dude.
But
It was against LeBron.
And AD, my king, Kentucky goat.
well,
That's
let's just
true.
head right into the playoff updates.
Well, no. There's some more
there's
news.
more news.
Monty Williams was fired from the Suns.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I don't understand that.
To me either.
I don't get that at all.
It's so stupid. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't even know. But Monty Williams, 2-time NBA Coach of the Year, is out, which makes zero sense to me after just taking them to the. But this reminds me a little bit of Dwayne Casey. I mean, he just got the Raptors, dude.
Okay,
He won the Raptors championship
Yep.
that year too, and then they fired him. Like,
Yeah.
Made no sense. I don't see why. He's a great coach. So
well, maybe if they're thinking if you couldn't keep Kawhi, then we're not keeping you. Goodbye, buddy. off you go. You couldn't keep Kawhi, you're out.
But that's not even his fault. That's more like the GM's fault.
Yeah, I know. But now Monty Williams, dude. Monty Williams is a great coach, which leads me into my next point. Mark Jackson is interviewing for the Bucks head coaching position. And in my opinion, I think if Monty Williams goes and interviews for the Bucks and
Yeah.
gets
Got
the
the
job,
job.
the Bucks are doing great.
He's like, they beat me in the finals.
Yeah.
I know this team. I can
Yeah.
I can do something with this team for sure.
I think that storyline would be awesome
Yeah.
too.
It doesn't make
That's
sense.
a great fit for him, I'd say.
Yeah, me too.
It's going back to what I was saying about the Gators. They fired McElwain after winning the East twice. And now look at them. Like who were the Suns before Williams got there? Who were they? Top 5 lottery pick every
Yeah, it
single
was
year.
bad.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. But
And with Florida too. I mean, Dan Mullen, really, he won the East, and then they're like, nope, bye.
Yep.
our friend Zach Levinson says the Bucks are going to trade Giannis this
Oh
offseason.
my gosh, dude!
To who?
Zach Levinson. If you're listening, bro, some of the stuff you've been saying, like you're sounding like John, dude. You were honestly sounding like
He's
John.
a Knicks fan, by the
Fool.
way.
Oh, dang. So you hate Randall, so I don't like you.
Yeah, he was like saying, "Oh, we're good. We're trading for Giannis this offseason." I read that. I was like,
No
you're
star
not."
wants to go to the Knicks. You saw what the Knicks did to the Randall little like picture
Oh,
they had
yeah.
of him outside the stadium, and they wonder why no stars want to
New
go
York
to the
fans,
Knicks.
dude.
And
Yeah,
get this,
ridiculous.
Zach, the New York fan, he told us that the Knicks have a superstar on their team, and I said, "Who's your superstar?" He's like, "Have you not been watching the playoffs? Jalen Brunson."
Hey guys, I'm taking Jalen Brunson over playoff Jimmy any day.
Wow, that's something. Well, he saw firsthand how that went.
I mean, yeah, Brunson put up like more points at like 2
He
games.
put up 42 points the last game they lost. But
Yeah, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
He's not superstar.
No.
When you're talking superstar, you're thinking like Ja Morant. Like that's a superstar.
He can't
Again,
carry a team.
Giannis, LeBron,
Yeah.
Ja, Tatum, all those players. But Brunson's not up there. Not yet. Not yet, at least.
If Brunson leaves the Knicks, it's not the same impact as Ja leaving the Grizzlies. Like, it's just, you still have Randall, which, they're all going to trash talk Randall. I don't care. Randall's my king. He was comeback player of the year. He was bounce back player of the year a couple seasons ago. He put him on the map. He's my king.
Yeah, I don't
But
think he's that bad.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but it's just been absolute. Who next player for the Shanghai Sharks? Julius Randle. Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about. RJ
He's still an
Barrett.
all-star.
RJ Barrett.
Julius
shot 1 for
Randle,
10.
you are learning Chinese.
No, RJ Barrett shot 1 for 10 in their last game. They got eliminated. He didn't face anything except for Stephen A. Smith, maybe.
Yeah, which reminds me, like RJ Barrett, This is according to Fanatics, by the way. If you go to look at the jerseys, for like the top, that's like top players in each league. You look at the jerseys. RJ Barrett's on there. There's no Jalen Brunson. There's no Julius Randle. So
Well,
I'm just saying what Fanatics said.
well, New York is a different place.
New York fans suck. They booed Aaron Judge in the playoffs. Going
What the?
Your
I didn't
MVP.
even- man, get them. Take them serious. Get them out of here.
exactly. But do you have any other news?
No, actually. Let's move into the
All right,
playoff
The
update.
playoff update. We'll start with the Heat and Knicks. The Heat eliminated the Knicks in Game 6 with a 96-92 win over them. It was in Miami. Like we said, Brunson had a 41-point game. Randall had 15, and Barrett had 11. But the Heat, Kevin Love had 3. Jimmy Butler had 24. Bam Adebayo 23. Very solid duo right there with Bam and Jimmy in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
Kentucky,
Bam, yeah,
NBA,
honestly.
NBA Developmental League. That's what Kentucky is, the NBA Developmental School. Bam Adebayo, he's gonna win many championships with the Heat. He's gonna be the next Chris Bosh, right here. The next Chris Bosh,
Said it here first. You heard it here first.
right here.
But also on Friday, the Lakers beat the Warriors in Game 6 to move on with a 122-101 victory. Draymond Green, so happy to see him lose. It's great to see. I hate that guy. But Steph Curry had 32 points. Only starter that had over double digits in that game. And then the Lakers, Davis had 17, LeBron 30, Reeves had 23, D'Angelo Russell had 19. It was a dominant performance by this team.
So my question for the future, this like series had big implications on the future of the Western Conference. Do you think AD and LeBron, are they gonna do you think they found their groove again, like their Mickey Mouse title in 2020? Do you think
that's the
like-
thing. Both of these conference finals are everybody that was in the bubble.
Yep, it's the bubble
Yeah,
rematch.
Yeah. So do you think that the Splash Brothers are gonna keep that same chokehold on the West as they've had as long as they've had it? Like what does this mean? What is a 7th seed beating the 6-seeded Warriors? What does this mean for the future of the West, if any implications?
Well,
LeBron won't be there for that much longer.
Yeah.
he's still got 2 years in him
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, he's there for 2 years until his son comes up.
Yeah.
But
Because next year his son will be playing, and then the year after he'll be in the league. So
You think so? You think Bronny's gonna do it at a football school, playing basketball at a football school? You think he's gonna?
wherever he goes, LeBron goes.
yeah,
So
and
he's
that
definitely
carries
going.
a lot.
He's going number 1. I can see him definitely going number 1. Only because you're getting LeBron and Bronny
Yeah.
and a number 1 pick.
Even if he's a
Talk-
bust, it's still
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
blockbuster. Even if he's a bust, it's a blockbuster. Like everyone's gonna want to watch that.
Talk about
Yeah.
playing daddy ball, bro.
Daddy.
This is like playing like freaking rec ball, and your dad's the coach. He's just like, I'm picking you,
Bro, like,
even if you suck. You're an A player.
his brother's better than him. Bryce is
Oh
like
yeah, Bryce is amazing.
Bryce
he's
is
gonna
going
be a
off.
legend. He's gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
Yeah, that's actually gonna be crazy when we see like LeBron's kids playing. That's gonna be
It's
fun.
gonna be cool to see. And
Yeah.
It'd be even cooler if they're on the same team.
Oh yeah.
So a fully healthy AD is. Do you think
That's not possible anymore.
anymore? But he's still one of my Kentucky Kings. Do you think that if the awards were like after the playoffs, a lot of people were saying AD should have been in the running for Defensive Player of the Year if they were determined after the playoffs? What do you guys think about that? With awards, do you think AD's up
Like-
there? Do you think he's that caliber of defensive player?
when he's healthy, yeah.
Yeah, when he's
Yeah.
healthy. But he left in a wheelchair in one of these playoff games, and like it wasn't even like a big injury. Or
Yeah, it
something.
was a contact to the head. It
Yeah.
was an stray arm caught him in the head.
Yeah, and then I remember like he was getting hated on. for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's just I mean, I guess it's the best players face the most ridicule when stuff like
Yeah.
that happens. But I don't know. I just he wasn't even I get he played 20 games this past season, and that's everybody's argument. But I feel like if it was really after or during the playoffs, after the playoffs where all of the awards were given out, I feel like, I mean, he is Defensive Player of the Year. And another player I'm going to mention, also former Kentucky player on the Lakers, Jared Vanderbilt. He's been absolutely phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball. The way he played in that Golden State series, I'm not gonna go as far to say they wouldn't have won without him, but I don't know where that defense would be without AD and Jared Vanderbilt because they were focal points in that series.
Yeah, they have a very solid team, but still taking the Nuggets. Go
Nuggets? You still think Nuggets? Really?
I'm really just hoping for the Nuggets. I really want to see them go to the champion. I hate the Lakers too.
I know.
I hate them so much.
I know.
I used to like.
So Mike, who would be the easier opponent
For the Celtics, the Nuggets would be an easier opponent for the Celtics over the Lakers. Like I said, you don't understand. It feels like you don't understand. This is what happened. I was on a podcast. The Lakers were playing. Who were they playing in the first round? By
the way, it wasn't just me because we clipped this and everybody was basically.
People just don't
with me.
understand. I said out of those two, the Grizzlies and Lakers. I said the Lakers would be an easier opponent for the Celtics than the Grizzlies. I would rather play the Lakers than the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies are the 2 seed and this man hyped them up all the time. So yeah, I thought the Grizzlies were a better team. And what I wanted to happen happened. And it'd be cool. I just think.
Who you got? Well, we're on the playoff update anyways. Who you got winning Heat Celtics?
Well, let me say this. Actually, I'm not even going to go with the bias route. I want it to be Heat Lakers rematch. That's what I want. I get it's the least viewed finals in the history of the NBA, whatever. But
that was the bubble. So.
Yeah, so it was the bubble. But at the end of the day, the Celtics are the one team left in the playoffs who don't have a Kentucky player. So Lakers, it's AD, Jared Vanderbilt. The Nuggets, it's Jamal Murray, and then obviously the Heat, Pat Riley's their owner, Kentucky legend, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. I want Lakers versus Heat in that rematch of 2020. That's who I think it will be, and that's who I want it to be. Because I thought the Knicks, for some reason, I thought the Knicks weren't gonna let their fans down. I thought they're gonna get past the Heat, but I went against playoff Jimmy, and I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. Playoff Jimmy will carry them to the finals. That's what I believe.
How many games?
If they can sneak one in Boston in those first 2, if they can get one in Boston, 6. Heat and 6. But if Celtics go up 2-0, then I'm gonna say Heat and 7. If Celtics go up 2-0,
Sixers took a game in Boston, went to 7, and then they just Boston.
Gosh,
well, Jason Tatum, and then Jason Tatum had 51 most points in a game 7 in history. Jason Tatum is that dude. I'm just saying he can carry a team. He beat the Heat last year. He beat the Bucks last year, and they're on that. They're trying to get the finals again, and I think they could do it. I think they can do it. This is their best team they've had in years, in a very long time. Like, they just upgraded from last season, and they have the 6th man of the year in Brogdon. They have Jason Tatum, a superstar. They have Jaylen Brown, also a rising superstar. People say superstar. Both made all NBA teams. This team is a great team. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. Like I'm crazy. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I just really anybody but the Celtics. Like I like you a lot. It's just like, anybody but the Celtics, dude. Anybody but the Celtics.
Like your face is like, I'm crazy. How is this crazy?
First off, I haven't said anything.
Your face. This is you.
I was getting 1,000 words.
No, yeah, this is my face because I'm snoozing from you just guacking on the
just
guacking.
It's my team. It's my team.
In the Celtics, bro.
It's my team. What am I gonna do? I heard this with the Grizzlies all the time.
I really was just like, they're a good team. Like,
yeah, we know our role as Grizzlies fans. We don't have a single finals appearance. We used to be in Vancouver. We know our role. We get it, but we hear this every year from the Celtics fans.
It's because we're a good team.
Not franchise. Good enough to beat the Warriors last year. So, and this is the same Warriors team that got beat by the Lakers. So if I were you, I'd be more worried about the Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers.
If anything.
The Lakers.
Which, by the way, yeah, that's one thing. Like I was talking about the script writers with the Celtics and Lakers. That's looking like it could be true.
That's gonna piss me off.
Oh, on Tuesday, the first game of the Western Conference Finals starts. It's in Denver. Lakers in Denver. Who y'all got? Game 1.
I don't even know, man.
That's tough.
It really is. I mean, I want Denver beyond anything. I want Denver to win it all, and Jokic to get a ring, but that's not gonna happen.
Before we go on with the Jokic thing, People are saying like we're already saying Jokic is a top center.
Yeah.
We said if he gets a ring, he could be by the end of his career a top center of all time.
We were literally talking about how
why is that like a crazy thing to say?
people were saying like y'all crazy. How's Jokic?
we literally in the clip were like, he's so young right now, like still has so much to do. And then right after that, I'm like, he needs a ring. Like I was like, it's in the clip. Like
well,
I don't know.
It's a ring then.
I think he's like once he wins a ring, I can see him as a top 5 center. He's back-to-back MVP. Like
I'm definitely gonna say top 7 center with 1 ring.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't really understand how people said we're crazy for that.
So doing this whole sports podcast thing has shown me that people like we might sound stupid to some people, but in reality, like y'all are just stupid. Like there's some people out there that are just dumb with what they say.
Everybody's got something to say.
Yeah, everybody's opinions, bro. Like it's just it's an opinion. Like none of what we say is actually like bound to happen. Like we just had way too early MVP and all that stuff. Who knows? Like nobody in the world knows. Even not even the top analyst on ESPN get this shit correct.
Top analyst? You mean person that guesses and gets paid for it?
Exactly.
Nothing.
But with Tuesday's game, I think the Nuggets could win this one, game 1.
Oh, game 1.
Yeah,
in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver.
Wait, who took
possible?
The Lakers? They took game 1 in the Warriors series, right? The Lakers did in a close one. Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend bet $5,000 on that game, $5,000. So
on the Warriors to win
game 1. No, the Lakers to win game 1. So he had
made
a good
bag.
Yeah. He had a good night that night. Just for that one event I was a part of. Lakers game 1 in Denver. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it could happen.
This Lakers team is just like.
It
feels like they're unstoppable right now.
They kicked it into another gear. Same with the Heat. Mediocre all season. I get it, injuries, but like they just kicked it into another gear once the playoffs came around.
I know. So, I mean, if I'm the Nuggets and if I'm the Celtics, I'm worried. Honestly.
Yeah. The Lakers are easily the hottest team in the playoffs right now. No question about it.
So are the Heat.
Yeah, Heat Lakers. That's who I got.
Both of them taking both of their series by 6 games.
Yeah.
Not even forcing game 7s. Whereas, we talked about like the 76ers and the Celtics game. Dude, Harden's field goals, like
he did
field goal
9 points.
Yeah,
I want to speak about that game before real quick. Embiid threw his team under the bus, saying him and Harden need help to win a championship. They had 15-9 that game. Embiid had 15 points and 8 rebounds. Harden had 9. Dog, you did not do any better. That was not MVP performance from you. Like I hate Embiid so much. How do you throw your team under the bus like that, though?
It just sucks, I guess, because he's been the focal point of a team for the past 9 years, and I mean, it hasn't gotten anywhere. Like he's been the process. It's him. But hey, he needs help. The Knicks don't want Randall. Hey, Randall. Randall, let's go to Philly. Let's
Harden's
back it up
gone, I hear.
Philly.
I hear Harden, like there's major rumors Harden's leaving.
Well, he said himself when he went to Philly, he wanted to be there for a year. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So the rumors are what he said. So, and I mean, who knows? I saw there was some clip. Somebody was looking through some sort of shirt rack, and there was a Sun shirt, and they put it to the side. It had Harden on the back.
Oh my goodness!
God.
Just keep throwing more egos on a team that's already deployed by egos.
Oh, we're gonna try the Kevin Durant Harden thing again.
Not
gonna work.
Yep.
Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Harden, and D-Book.
They're shopping Chris
and
Paul.
DeAndre Ayton.
No, they're shopping.
And they still would lose.
DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul are apparently going to be shopped around this offseason.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
especially with a fiery and Amani Williams, it looks like they're ready to clear house.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Chris Paul. I like Chris Paul. I want to see him win.
But he has been sober for 2 years. He said that he was addicted to being in the finals, and he's been sober for 2 years. So props to him.
Props to him. Good.
Props to Giannis for getting him off of that stuff. Props to Giannis. Let's go.
Anyways, on Wednesday is game 1 of the Heat Celtics Eastern Conference Finals. It's in Boston. Give me Boston. Give me Boston.
It's
give me
difficult.
Heat in 4.
Clip that. Clip it.
I control the clips.
Clip it.
Oh, that's hard. This is good Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals. You have a favorite versus a team that got hot at the right time. So
these are 2 playing teams.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick for this one. I'll probably just go Celtics and TD Garden game 1. I'll take Celtics with all.
But let's talk about like the bubble conference like rematches. Does this prove that the bubble was legit?
Yeah, I think that was stupid. All the people saying, if anything, I think not having fans in a stadium, you get to see the true talent playing against each other without the
it's like
atmosphere.
a pickup game, kind of.
Without the atmosphere, you get to see the actual talent one on like.
And not only
against
that,
each
but
other.
they were playing basketball every day for months.
Yeah,
And so that has to be the best peak of basketball at that time was, doing that. And I mean, I'm not saying that I never said it before, like when we had Frosty on, like I was like Mickey Mouse ring and all that stuff. But in reality, it's true. That was the best basketball that we would have ever seen. Just by the sheer fact that they were locked in for 2 months. Their families could only come when they went to the finals. Sorry to whoever Russell Westbrook was yelling at.
The babies. He was yelling at the baby section.
Russell Westbrook yelling at the babies is the funniest thing ever.
And now he can't even claim his ring. Oh, he might.
No,
He might.
he
Still.
might.
He'll
He
get
can.
the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get the ring. Him and Pat Bev will both get rings if the Lakers win.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if they didn't.
It would be fun. But that's pretty much everything for right now for playoff updates.
All right. Awesome.
All right, we're going to move into the countdown, and we're going to rank the best trophies in the North American professional sports leagues: MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, and MLS. Who wants to go first?
All right. I'll start us off then. So at my number 5, I'm going MLS. That's because I just looked up the picture for it, like as we were filming, and it just doesn't even look that good at all.
Wait, which one did you? Because I saw one. It looked really cool.
I mean, it looked pretty lame to me.
MLS.
MLSsoccer.com. MLS trophy.
That one looks pretty sick.
Nah, I don't know about that. It looks like it looks close to
Looks
the
like the
WNBA
Champions
trophy a
League.
little bit.
I think it looks pretty cool.
It's like the Champions League trophy.
Champions League trophy is nice.
The Philip
That's not America.
and Shoots trophy.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
Dang, that's
so that's at the bottom of my list.
really
And
okay.
yeah, and I will say this: my list is also like just iconic. Like I'm thinking more iconic
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
At my number 4, I'm doing the World Series pennants. It's just me. Like it's very very basic. I mean, you just have the flags going up in a circle. It's very cool. All these trophies are very cool. By the way, I might add, like I do love the World Series trophy, but if we're ranking them, that's at the bottom. At my number 3. Give me the Lombardi trophy. It's very iconic. I just seeing any Super Bowl winner like hold it up and then you kiss it. It's just awesome. I absolutely love that trophy. Number 2, the O'Brien trophy, the NBA. I love it. I actually love that trophy. The way that the ball's like kind of just sitting on it.
Beautiful.
It reminds me of just when it was on the courts. And it looks so cool that they put it on the courts and everything like that. And now my number 1, the Stanley Cup, the biggest of the trophies. And on top of that, you write each team into the Stanley Cup whenever you win it, which is very cool to me. I love that aspect of the trophy. None of these other trophies do that. And then on top of that, whenever you get to drink out of the trophy, like they do with the Stanley Cup, and the Stanley Cup owners, like they don't care what happens. They're not like crybabies like the Lombardi family.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. Give me the Stanley Cup at my number 1.
Yeah. For mine, my number 5, I agree with you. The MLS is.
Oh,
my
because the
bottom.
way he was talking, I was like, what is he putting the MLS over?
No, I think it does look pretty cool. I think that is pretty sick of a trophy. But I don't watch MLS, so I'm not gonna rank it above all the sports I do watch. But my number 4, I'm putting the Lombardi trophy. It's iconic. But when you're talking about basic, this is basic trophy in my opinion. It's super iconic. Don't get me wrong. I love the trophy, like y'all said. But
Sorry, Michael. I was just looking at this All-Star trophy.
Yeah, but that's my number 4. At my number 3, I have the Larry O'Brien NBA Finals trophy. It's also a super iconic. It's I also agree. I do like the basketball sitting on top of it, gold. It's awesome. But at my number 2, I have the World Series trophy. This one I do not think is basic at all. It's the 30 flags representing each team. It has the baseballs on it representing What are you looking at?
It's just It's just flags.
It's
pennants.
different. This is
Yeah, it's different,
Put it on
but
it's different, but it's
Pull
not
up the
basic.
clip.
But
Pull
how's
up
it?
the
and I
clip.
never
How's it
said it's a
basic?
bad trophy.
You said it's basic, but it's not basic.
Yeah, because it has flags going up on it. That's pretty basic. I mean, MLS is very basic. It's just a trophy.
I don't think it's
a cup.
basic at all. I don't think that will
I
be
like
one
the
of the basic.
handles on it.
I don't think the World Series trophy is basic. But at my
World
number
Series trophy don't got a handle.
one, it's so much better. And I think this is the number 2 and number 1 are by far the best. And my number 1, obviously Stanley Cup. 34 pounds of a trophy right there, just and all the engravements on it. It's all there's no denying that Stanley Cup is number 1. But Marshall, what about you?
All right, I'm gonna go up from best to worst. I'm doing the opposite of you guys. So number
All right.
1, I think the NBA Finals trophy, that beautiful golden trophy, like it's just like, I don't know, whenever they're holding that one up compared to the other sports leagues, it just has this glow to it. It has this shine to it. It's a beautiful golden trophy. It's a unique, like Nick was saying, a unique design as well. Number 1, give me the NBA's trophy. Number 2, just for the sake of America's pastime, I'll go with MLB. MLB for sure. To be honest, I haven't watched an MLB like the World Series in so long. I haven't watched the final game of the World Series. I haven't seen the team lift the trophy in so long. But that's a beautiful damn trophy with all the flags on it. It's gorgeous. That's my second one. Third, Stanley Cup. And the only reason I say Stanley Cup at 3 and not as top 2 like you guys are is because it's a Canadian sport. It's not American. So Canadians aren't like us. Okay. Number 3 is the Stanley Cup. And then I like that. I give me all the hate you want. I'm ready for it. I love hate. I like that MLS trophy.
I do too.
I'm not putting it last. I'm not putting that MLS trophy last at all. I'm putting that trophy at 4 for sure because the handles. That's why it's got the handles on it. And then number 5, last,
handles.
Obviously. Wait, what's the 5th best?
NFL Lombardi.
Lombardi. Wow, I had Lombardi at 5th. Dang, Lombardi at 5th. Yeah, I don't think about ranking trophies normally. Yeah, no, Lombardi 5th. It is basic. It's basic trophy.
Yeah.
If we're going by like not the influence the sport has on the country and by what trophy actually looks good.
I mean, it's
a basic
iconic. It just
trophy.
looks basic.
It's not
Yeah.
like, anything special.
Like if you put these trophies without someone not knowing the sport,
Yeah.
and you put Lombardi is going last, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's literally just a football on like a little pedestal.
Yeah,
Like,
it's nothing.
it's super basic. Like it's iconic but basic.
Maybe it's because my team has never lifted it ever. maybe that's why.
All right, but that's gonna wrap it up for the countdown. We're gonna head into sport of tomorrow. I was looking through some sports, and this one looked the most interesting. It's called cycle ball.
Oh,
Cycle
I'm
ball.
gonna have to see a picture of that.
It's-
Yeah, I got you. You
Yeah,
just talk, Mike.
So basically, it is also known as radball. 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 It was invented in 1893 by a German American, Nicholas Edward Kaufman. Hey, he might be on my all things big draft.
I know, bro. I'm excited.
But it's 2 opposing teams on bicycles. They try to trap and drive a ball into their opponent's goal by manipulating the ball with their wheels of the bicycle. The size of the ball is 18 centimeters, around 7 inches in diameter. Cycle ball is played indoors between 2 teams of 2 riders. So there's 2 riders. The rules are simple. The match of cycle ball is played between the 2 teams with 5 to 6 players in each team. There are 2 halves of 7 minutes with a 2-minute break between the matches. The players can only move the ball with the bicycle. They are strictly prohibited from using their feet or their hands, or else it's considered a penalty.
Dang.
It looks sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
the hardest. That's the
that's
most
hard.
dexterity.
You know what this looks
sport.
like? This looks like some random shit that you'd walk into the YMCA when you're trying to
It's like it's
Dude,
hard. That's
like,
super
yeah,
hard.
That's the ultimate dexterity right there.
Yeah, the players can use their hands off the handlebars as a goalkeeper only inside the penalty area. It's completely prohibited of 2 players of the same team to stay in the penalty area at the same time. Cycle ball is popular in Austria, Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Japan, Russia, Switzerland, and the Czech Republic.
Dang.
Dubby.
That's a lot of nations with influence.
It's
That's
actually
gonna
pretty.
expand.
It's pretty big right now.
Yeah, that's gonna expand. Of course, it starts in Europe. Everything starts in Europe, of course.
But yeah, that is cycle ball.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm interested too. We try to play it.
Yeah, bro.
Eat concrete. We would eat concrete. In a second.
Let's go to the Y with our bikes and
Yeah.
just set it up.
Dude, the skill that you have to have for that sport. Like some of these sports of tomorrow that we talk about, like they're more skillful than a lot of regular sports.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's like not easy
That's
at
insane.
all. I would like face plant on this in this game. Like you try
And with the clips you're watching, it's old retired people doing it. Like these aren't young guys.
These aren't young guys at all. I'm pretty sure when I
Dang.
looked it up, it's like the average age of like people playing is around 30s.
Okay. Yeah, past your prime for sure. For sure.
Soccer players who had to retire just go into cycle ball.
Ronaldo,
Can we see Ronaldo in cycle ball soon?
the Saudi cycle ball league. Let's go right here.
But yeah, that's cycle ball. That's everything y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, we're heading to our Mount Rushmore greatest MLB managers of all time. I'll start us off on this one. So with my first one, I'm going with probably the greatest one, Joe McCarthy. He's 24 years managed. He was a manager of the Cubs, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. He has 9 pennant wins with 7 World Series wins, and he has a .615 winning percentage as a manager. Super impressive. He's pretty sure he's one of the most championships as a head coach or a manager. My next one I have Walter Alston, 23 years managed. He managed the Dodgers for his whole career. He had 7 pennant wins, 4 World Series, and a .558 winning percentage. And then I got Sparky Anderson, 26 years managed with the Reds and the Tigers with 7 pennant wins, 3 World Series wins, and a .545 winning percentage. And my last one, I have Tony La Russa, 33 years managed. He was the manager of the White Sox, the A's, and the Cardinals. He had 14 pennant wins, 3 World Series, and a .536 winning percentage. That's my list.
Super solid. For me, I'm definitely agreeing with you. One of the best to ever do it. Joe McCarthy, 24 years managed, .615 winning percentage, postseason appearance 9, World Series wins 7. He never had a team finish in worse than 4th place in the league. And when he went to the World Series 9 times, once with Chicago and 8 times with the Yankees, he couldn't quite get the Red Sox to the postseason, though. Finishing
they're
one
in
game.
their curse. They're in their curse.
First place in 1948 and 1949. The next one for me would be John McGraw. He managed for 33 years. He had a .586 win percentage, 9 postseason appearances, and 3 World Series wins. He managed
You got it.
I lost it. He managed the Orioles and the Giants. And that's going to do it for John McGraw. For the next one, Walter Alston. He managed for 23 years, had a .558 win percentage. He had 7 postseason appearances and won 4 World Series. Walter Alston is one of 3 managers in MLB history with at least 3 World Series titles and a career winning percentage greater than .555. And the other 2 are the only 2 men ranked ahead of him on the list, on whatever list that I looked at this. So that's great. But my last one, I'm agreeing with you. Shout out Bleacher Report for this list, by the way. For the last one, Tony La Russa, the only guy on this list that I actually do know. He managed for 33 years. He had a .536 winning percentage, 14 postseason appearances, and won 3 World Series. One of his biggest times managing was with the A's. You know Mark McGuire and all those Bash brothers and all that.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I know all of them.
Yeah, me too.
Had to add a baseball segment into here somehow.
Could have talked about the Rays.
They're doing good. Okay, I get it. I get it.
And the
plead
Red
fifth.
Sox.
I plead the 5th. Them with Premier League is me with MLB. I plead the 5th.
It's all good. We'll head into our next segment then, being Fight Club. We're gonna talk about McGregor versus Chandler, and it's the Ultimate Fighter and their fight after, as well with Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Let's start with McGregor and Chandler. The Ultimate Fighter is coming out at the end of this month. Super excited for that. This is one of the McGregor. The only time I watched Ultimate Fighter was really when McGregor was on it the first time, and he is one funny guy to watch.
Get on your feet.
He's like at the bleachers with the team, and he's like going up, yelling at them. He's like throwing his stuff when they're doing bad.
On your feet.
He's super fun to watch coaching. There's this clip that came out like hyping it up, and McGregor told Chandler, like, I'm thinking about fighting at 185. Chandler goes, yeah.
You'll do what you're told. You'll do what you're told.
I'll fight at 185. You'll do what you're told.
Dude, that moment you saw Chandler's smile disappear, his whole demeanor change. And it's like, you signed up for this, bro. Like, McGregor is the greatest trash talker in UFC history.
He arguably like brought the UFC to where it is now.
Yeah.
He definitely did it.
Him, I can't say the name, but DT, him and DT, like,
yeah.
Regardless of what you believe in, they put it back on the map. And, we saw what happened the first time Chandler and McGregor went at it, and I anticipate that to happen again.
Yeah,
McGregor's going to knock him out and bounce his head off the mat.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. But with the Ultimate Fighter this season, from the trailers I've seen, it looks like it's going to be good. Apparently they do hate each other now. Like Chandler didn't have a problem with them going in, and now he just hates. But McGregor has that effect for you.
Yeah, he's gonna sell a fight. It's what he does. He's gonna get the best ratings. He's gonna get the most viewers for pay-per-view. It's what's gonna happen.
He's gonna sell like the most pay-per-views for a fight, even if it's not even a championship fight.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
it doesn't
for him.
matter. He's the personality. He's got it.
Everyone wants to see him fight, even if you hate him or you love him. They're gonna watch it.
When is this fight?
This fight's going to be after the Ultimate Fighter season up, and then
October,
like October-ish area.
Sometime around there.
It's going to take a little bit because McGregor's trying to get tested for STD. Not STD.
He's got a wife and kids.
PEDs.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, he got big fast.
Yeah,
like, so we were like,
I remember that picture of him, that first picture of him that came out of him just swole. 190. Everyone was like, 190, let's go.
Man is huge.
Yeah, no.
But like that is helping because he is one, in my opinion, one of the better boxers. He's a great striker, super accurate.
Yeah, him and O'Malley. They're two of the. O'Malley's young, his career's young, but they're two of the greatest strikers in UFC history.
Yeah, and this bulk up is going to help his punching power, and it's going to be a hard hit.
Yeah,
and it's going to be hard.
I hope he lives. I mean, he has up to this point, and he's my favorite athlete of all time, Conor McGregor. He's my favorite athlete, and second round knockout.
Second round knockout?
If not first.
You think it's going to be a 3-round or 5-round fight?
2-round fight. McGregor's going to end him.
It doesn't matter. It's 2 rounds.
Yep, 2-round fight. McGregor's going to end him.
Give me round 1 knockout. Give me round 1. Give me round 1.
Dude, I don't. It's not out of the pocket. It's not out of the picture for sure.
He needs to get He needs to get that comeback fight after those Poirier losses. Then I want to go see him fight Poirier.
Poirier owns him. As much as we hate to admit it, Poirier owns that man.
I love Poirier, but when he fights McGregor, I hope for the worst for that guy. He's probably my top 3 fighters, but McGregor like outshines anyone for me.
Last time you hope for the worst, McGregor broke his leg.
But he's still on the ground. Your wife sent me DMs.
While his leg is broken, he has a piece of skin hanging his leg like that, and he's just on the ground.
If you want to check out the Uppercut streaming on Spotify or our podcast, me and Luke Stutzman, my co-host, also talk a lot about this, so go check that out. But the next fight is going to be Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. This face-off after Sterling's fight was high. It got me hyped. I'm excited for this next fight, for sure. The Marab, he's one of the contenders in that division. He took Sugar Sean O'Malley's jacket during this face-off. Yeah, just standing right next to him, watching him.
That's fine.
Fine. Sean O'Malley still would beat him in my opinion.
Go in the cage.
Yeah, just beef it out.
If anybody who stands up with O'Malley, he's gonna knock you out. But the thing is, Sterling took down Henry, who he said world-class wrestler. He's a world-class wrestler, and with his defense, he was still able to take him down. So,
but in his defense, he was off for 3 years.
That's true.
Didn't fight for 3 years.
And O'Malley has fought Peter Yan since then. So
and he beat him.
Yep, he beat him, and it was I don't care if Joe Rogan shakes his head, bro. O'Malley had all of the relevant strikes in that match. Yeah. Every time O'Malley got a relevant hit, you could see it. He took
him down with those punches too.
Yeah.
It was hard. O'Malley is a very hard striking fighter. He's super accurate, super technical, and I can see him winning. in a knockout.
And the crazy thing is his physique. Like, he's a long, stringy dude.
Yeah,
like,
he's
you don't
skinny.
see guys like that moving that fast.
Yeah,
it's the short, stocky dudes who are quick and hard to get.
He reminds me of like a
that.
McGregor type when McGregor first came into the UFC.
Yeah, McGregor plus like 3 inches.
Yeah, plus 3
yeah.
inches. He has that same type of tattoo on his chest.
The long, lengthy arms. He can keep you at bay. I heard Sterling talking, and it's hard because I wrestled in high school. I like the wrestlers in the UFC.
Yeah.
I like the people who can take him down, but if he stands up with them, like it's O'Malley's game.
If O'Malley trains wrestling hard in this training camp for it, I don't see him losing at all.
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be tough though. Lifelong wrestler versus a training, it's wrestling is just something like
it's hard. Like, we saw
good at it or you're not.
We saw Khabib versus McGregor, how that happened.
And we saw the first Nate Diaz versus McGregor when he choked him out, like the first
wrestling
time.
beats the boxing at the end of the day. Usually,
if you get a hold of an appendage, it gets a hold of single leg. He gets you on the ground. It's over.
As long as you can find a way to get back up, if you can make sure you don't
And
they don't let you get on the neck.
He was able to with Yan, and that's what keeps me encouraged with O'Malley.
Yan was a good wrestler.
He got up multiple times on multiple occasions with that match with Yan. For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Jan was one of the better fighters. Like, I'm surprised he's going so bad right now.
Yeah,
like, his fights aren't bad. He just gets the lower end of the stick.
It's all unanimous decision. You can't
feel bad for the guy.
It's when you're taking someone down and keeping them on the ground. It's all cardio. And if you watched the Khabib versus McGregor fight, when Khabib took him down, it killed his energy. Like, it's cardio. It's all cardio. It's what it is. So that's what I'm banking on for Sterling versus Sugar Show.
That's what I think with Sugar Sean. I think he has better stamina than McGregor does, because if you watch McGregor, he gets drained fast.
Yeah,
he gets drained really
tired.
fast, and he's hoping for like an early knockout or something.
Yeah.
And usually it works out. It does work out for him a lot. But with Sean O'Malley in that Jan fight, he looked fine. Like, he looked like his cardio was good.
Yeah.
He had the stamina for it. He got back up like fast. He defended the wrestling game very well. And luckily for him, that's when boxing comes in handy.
At the end of the day, it was those big strikes early that won him. When he said it in one of his early matches, when I land those big hits early, it's hard to come back from. And when he lands those big strikes, that's what will determine it. He's got to get those big ones in early for sure.
Yeah, and that's where his arms come in very handy.
Keeps him at bay.
He has a super long reach, so like he can just punch him and be far away to prevent the wrestling coming in.
And his attacks are just so unorthodox.
Yes.
Like, when he gets you up against the cage, like, he'll have a knee, he'll have a hand, an elbow. Like, it's just it's weird.
He is a very good defender.
It's weird. It's just so weird, O'Malley.
And that's why I think Sterling's been knocked out in the UFC, and I think O'Malley can do it to him too.
No question, he can. No doubt about it. I hope he does.
I hope he does
too.
too.
This is going to be the first pay-per-view I ever buy for UFC.
Really?
And yes, the first. Normally it's a bar, it's there for free, but yeah, this will be the first one I buy. And if Sugar Show and McGregor lose, Joe Rogan, you lost a viewer. If Sugar Show and McGregor lose in the same night.
I am hoping. Like, Sean O'Malley's probably my number 2 favorite fighter right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't care if it's like it's a lot of people and I'm basic. He's like a super entertaining fighter.
Dude, 1 second he's throwing jabs, the next he's hitting his Puffco, he's hitting his dab rig.
And then he's shooting when he wins. He just shoots a basket on you like he's winning.
That's what he does. Oh, wow.
It's awesome.
I could go on and on. I could go nonstop about O'Malley.
That's why I had to make another podcast, because Nick doesn't know this stuff. But we'll end it here for you, Nick, and we'll head into our last segment, Draft Day. All things Nick draft. I'm hyped for this one. Let me get the wheel of names out for you.
There's going to be references I make that nobody else gets, and it's just going to be Nick and maybe Michael laughing.
People are going to be watching this and be like, what does that even mean?
Remember that time?
All right, let's see. So we got Nick, Marshall.
Can't be having you steal my list.
Mike.
I got to win this draft. This is my name.
Nick, if you don't win this, it's going to be sad.
I'll probably get the last pick, so we'll see what happens.
The first pick goes to me, Mike.
Dubby.
Second pick
Bro, he always gets first. Like
on his phone.
On his phone, exactly.
And then Marshall.
Okay.
I
all
did
right,
not
I'll take
call it.
I'll
I
take
called
it.
it, bro.
I was
It happens
last
every
time. I was
And
last.
then Nick. All right, with the first pick, give me. This is hard. This is kind of hard. Give me Mr. Nick Williams.
Okay, that makes me happy, man. I was wondering if anybody would pick B. That'd be crazy.
Oh no, I'm talking about that basketball player.
Okay, there's not a basketball player named Nick Williams. There's a football player and a baseball player.
All right, I'm taking.
I actually had the baseball player on my list. I might take him.
All right, go ahead, Marshall.
Okay. Joshua Dobbs. That's me. That's my first one. Joshua Dobbs.
Nick rooting for Josh Dobbs.
Nick
Yeah,
rooting for-
Joshua Dobbs at Tennessee, not Pittsburgh.
Oh, he's on the Browns now.
He's not going to start. Deshaun Watson, my king Watson. He's
All
innocent.
right, give me Nickelodeon.
Dang, I had that on my list.
For real.
Dang, okay, I'm going to have to dig deep.
All
All
right.
right, y'all are scraping the surface.
Round 1. I took Nick Williams of Against the Call Sports Podcast. Marshall took Nick rooting for Josh Dobbs. And then Nick had Nickelodeon. Nick, go ahead.
Oh, so wait, it has to start with Nick? I thought this was just things like associated with
has-
his life.
Well, it's all things.
It's all
Nick,
things. So it can be that.
Okay,
But
all
it can
right.
also be like
Like
Nick's
names.
Oh,
names.
okay, all right.
So I'm just gonna take this off the board early. I don't know why. This is a fun draft. So give me Joe Roth's videos where he says Nick
Joe Roth. Okay.
You know the guy.
Here
You know
we
who he
go.
is. He goes UCF.
Oh, Joe Roth. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Where
Here
he
we
says
go.
Nick.
I'm
Yeah.
getting deep.
Where he says Nick. All right, Marshall, go ahead.
Dave.
Oh, is that your pastor, right?
That's my dad.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm pastor's kid. Dave.
Pastor
Man, I
Dave.
haven't
Pastor Dave. Yeah, Pastor Dave.
I haven't talked to Dave in a while, bro.
Come on, slide on over. Slide to my house right now.
All right, with my next pick, give me Saint Nick.
W. You gotta take Santa. He's named Nick, man.
So that round, Nick took Joe Roth videos where he says Nick. Marshall took Pastor Dave, Nick's pastor and Marshall's dad.
My dad.
And Mike took Saint Nick. With my next pick, give me.
We're gonna need an awesome picture of Dave for the draft day graphic.
give me Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, great guy. All right, Marshall, you're up.
All right, for the people who don't get it, Dave Shives, my dad, and Nick just randomly at sophomore, junior year, you just randomly started idolizing him and saying his name.
It was
just out of nowhere.
Dave.
Yeah, it was Dave. So.
Me and Zach, we would just
Yeah.
add him. We would add his name just into songs. They would just be like, I
All
remember
right.
him hearing us one day. He was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Oh, okay. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. Doism.
So doism.
Doism. Yes, that's another one I'm gonna have to explain.
Let's just leave it for the viewers to figure out.
Taoism. Remember my
I know it's just a joke, but
Yeah, even he knows the story. Yeah. This flying spaghetti monster.
Taoism.
all right, Nick, go ahead.
Oh man, give me Nick Castellanos moment.
Janos moment.
What's that?
It's in baseball there's this player named Nick Castellanos, and this guy's the announcer's apologizing for something he said on a previous thing, and then he has to stop what he's saying. He's like, Nick Castellanos was it left to left field home run, and he did it again for
It's
some
like-
other thing.
He's talking midway, and it's always he gets interrupted by something with Nick Castellanos.
And it's always something serious. It's very serious.
All right, round 3. Mike took Nicolas Cage. Marshall took Doism. Nick took Nick Castellanos moment. All right, Nick, go ahead.
Dude. Okay. Oh my gosh. Give me Nick Crompton.
I had him. It's your boy Nick Crompton. All right, I love that song though. All right, Marshall, go ahead.
Give me The difference between do and D. Mr. D. Give me Mr. D.
This is just pulling up like all
Dude, the deep
the
stuff.
Yeah.
You'll want to know about this when he's famous. You'll want to know about
This
it.
will be in a documentary.
Yeah, for sure.
With my next pick, I'm just gonna go Nick Fury.
Nice.
All right, with that round,
Oh, I know my last one.
Nick took Nick Crompton, Marshall took Mr. D, and Mike took Nick Fury. With my last pick, that's hard. I'm gonna go.
I should have taken this one first.
I'm just gonna go Nick Chubb.
Oh, the GOAT running back next season. Let's go. Here we go, Brownies.
Yeah. All right, this is my last pick.
Yep.
Oh gosh. There's a lot of great Nicks out there. Shout out to anybody named Nick. Your mom has good taste in naming people. Give me the GOAT of planting his seed, Nick Cannon.
Oh,
I had that on my list. That was the
The
first.
Genghis Khan of this generation. Let's go.
That round went Nick Chubb and Nick Cannon. Let me go over the teams real quick. Team Mike, Nick Williams, Saint Nick, Nicolas Cage, Nick Fury, and Nick Chubb. Team Marshall, Nick rooting for Josh Dobbs, Pastor Dave, Nick Pastor, Doism. I'll let y'all figure that one out. Mr. D, it's all right. And Team Nick,
Gosh,
he took Nickelodeon, Joe Roth videos where he says Nick Castellanos moment, Nick Crompton, and Nick Cannon. Let us know down in the comments who you think won that draft.
Yeah, I still had a bunch of good
There's
Nicks
still a
on
bunch.
here.
There's Nick Saban, Nick Foles, Nicotine.
Nick Jonas.
Yep,
Nick
Nick
Offerman.
Jonas, Nick
Nick at
Bosa.
Night.
Yeah, I had Nick at Night, Nick Jr.
You see, I had that too, but I didn't know if you're like flag me for Nickelodeon.
Nah, they're all different things.
All right, but
Also, this was what I was gonna maybe throw a flag on if we had more picks. Nicki Minaj.
The queen of rap.
no, it has Nick in it. So.
Yeah.
I love her.
All right, but we're gonna head right into the post game. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 47 of Against the Call. We have a lot planned this Wednesday. We're gonna have our very good friend Victionary HD back on. But if you guys are going to a concert or a sports game or anything like that where you need a ticket, go ahead to SeatGeek. Use our code ATC for $20 off your first purchase. If you're a little tired, like I always say, you can always get some W using our code Against the Call in all caps for 10% off your next purchase at www.w.gg. And just buy our shirt, please. That'd be nice too.
But yeah, other than that, I think you covered everything. Marshall, thank you again for coming back on the show. We love having you all the time. This isn't the last you'll see of Marshall. He'll be on other content and back on the podcast one of these days. But yeah, thanks for joining, Marshall.
Thank you. If you hate me, I love you.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.